Okay, I guess I'm live on mobile streaming. I thought this is as good a chance as any to try this out. Gonna wait a little bit and see if anyone joins. I wonder if I go to my own YouTube page if I'll see this. I wanted like the main thing I want to talk about is Iron Fist, right? Because I just finished watching Iron Fist and I want to talk it out before I start writing the review. But I also want to see how this mobile stream thing works. Oh no, it says bad connection. Why? Why am I not surprised? Is there a chat? All right. Let's see. I'm going to my own YouTube feed. I want to see if I see this. How do I know if there's anybody on this? It just says bad connection. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. I just want to talk about Iron Fist for a little bit. Alright, there are actually some people watching. Can you see me? Can you see me and hear me like okay, or is it like super choppy? Can you write in the chat and let me know? Because this is the first time I'm trying mobile streaming. There must be a delay. But in any case, while I'm waiting for that, so Iron Fist, it was kind of like it was fine. It was just fine. Like people, I saw early reviews of it as being the first like Netflix fail or whatever. I'm not sure I agree with that at all, but it's definitely not up there with some of the other ones. I think it was better than Luke Cage. I didn't much care for Luke Cage, but it was almost as if they were trying to make sure that it was kind of like fine and not much else. A big part of this show has to be the martial arts, right, and the action. And that was like they kept doing this thing where it was essentially they would start a fight and the fight would look pretty cool and they would kind of get all warmed up, like the fight looked like it was gearing up towards that very cool moment, and then it would just kind of like stop and they would cut away and we assume that the good guys won, or the fight just kind of ended abruptly. I don't know, it was weird because in all the other Netflix shows, in Daredevil and Luke Cage, you had these like the fighting, the action is a major part of these shows, right? Like of any action superhero comic book thing. But each show had a very, I guess, distinct style to how they were doing it. And here it was like it was pretty cool. I mean, they had the whole thing. People that have just come in and watching. Let me know. This is the first time I'm trying mobile live streaming. So let me know if you can see me like okay, and if it's not like incredibly choppy while I continue talking about Luke Cage. So anyway, as I said, the show was fine. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. The worst thing about the show was definitely the lead actor. The guy who plays Danny Rand, the guy who plays Iron Fist. He was kind of the worst. I mean, I'm not gonna get into if they miscast them or not or the whole thing. I'm not talking about any spoilers, by the way. This is I'm gonna keep this. I'm just kind of like I want to write my review, and I'm kind of like talking out the things I want to say in my review. So this is incredibly helpful for me, but I'm not going to talk about any spoilers. But the guy that plays Danny Rand on the show, he's like, there's a combination of his character being very poorly written, the guy, I guess, not being a great actor. Like some of the other actors are pretty good, some pretty good performances. Nothing that matches, for example, how good Fisk was in Daredevil or how good Kilgrave was. But Danny Rand was just a noticeably bad character, and he was all over the place. His character made no sense because they build this character of this guy that was supposed to be, he was supposed to be in the no spoilers here, by the way. So they built this guy that he was supposed to be the guy that beat all the challenges, right? And one by one he beat like all the tests and trials that he had in Kunlun, in this crazy kung fu heaven city, right? But then throughout the whole show, you get to know him, and you think like, there's no way that this like whining child who throws tantrums and doesn't listen to anybody, there's no way that this is the guy that, beat the dragon and like beat the whole thing. So I never bought it. Like I never had the feeling that it makes sense that this is the guy that beat all these other ones in order to be the Iron Fist. With Daredevil, I didn't like Matt Murdock either, but it's not that I didn't like the actor that played Matt Murdock. I thought he did like an okay job. I didn't like the character, which is fine, right? Because you can not like a person. You can not like their personality. You can think like negative things about them, but they can still be a good character in a TV show. Take, for example, in Breaking Bad, you have Skyler, Walter's wife. Everybody hates her. Everybody hates her character, even though she's like the only reasonable person in that show. But no one doubts that she's a fantastically written character, and that Anna Gunn, the actress who plays her, did a fantastic job with her. Like, I think most people could agree on that point. But with Daredevil and with Matt Murdock, I thought the actor was great. The writing was... Oh, man. Okay. I think I'm back. Alright, I think I'm back, but I think everybody's gone. I don't know. There was some issue there. Alright, let me quick. Is there anybody still here? Because I saw it logged me off, and now I'm back. Oh man. Is this experiment a complete failure? Am I just standing around my house talking to myself now? Isn't that what I'm always doing? Alright, Oh. Okay. Maybe I'll just do this on a... Maybe... Yeah, we had like... there was like 20 people here earlier, but now it logged me off, and I was able to log back in, and I think everybody's gone. And it keeps just saying bad connection, although I don't know. I just spent 13 hours watching Netflix on this Wi-Fi, so if it was good enough for that, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, Danny Rand's character didn't make any sense. Carlene's character I thought was way better. I think her character had, more substance to her. They again, like they did in Luke Cage, and like they did in Luke Cage, they again did this thing where there's like multiple villains, there are multiple bad guys, and for different kind of segments of the show, different people are the main bad guy. So like someone would be the main bad guy for 3 episodes, and then there's a reveal, and then there's another guy who's the bad guy for like 3 more episodes. Which, you know, I get that they want to do something different. They don't want to do just the same thing they did with Jessica Jones and Daredevil, where you had like one bad guy from episode 1 to episode 13. But I mean, for me at least, it really doesn't work. Because it feels like I don't know. It feels disconnected. It feels like you like the story doesn't really make sense. And the story in Iron Fist is all over the place. The story in Iron Fist is basically he is supposed to be this immortal weapon person from this city in heaven, which, I mean, like there's something else I want to say about that, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. So he is supposed to be this weapon, and his one purpose in life is supposed to be to destroy the Hand, right? That's one story. But then there's like a million other things that he keeps saying that he wants to do. Some of them is Iron Fist, and some of them is Danny Rand, and you never kind of get like what his motivation is, because if all you care about is destroying the Hand, there are like 5 things he does during the show that I don't want to get into because of spoilers. There are like a few things that he does that made me and my wife, as we were right here, you can still see their remains, as we were right here watching this, we were kind of like, so why didn't he just do that? That would have been the move that would have helped him in his quest. But then he said like, oh no, but I also want to take back the company, and I also want to do this, and I also want to do this. And there are multiple times across the show where he says something like, the only thing I care about is this. But it's like, you know, different things each time. I see a few of you asking, like, does this show suck? Should I skip it? I don't think it sucks. I think it's okay. I think it's better than Luke Cage. I didn't really like Luke Cage. But, I mean, Luke Cage was also okay. It's not as good as Jessica Jones. It's not as good as Daredevil at all. Even, like, in Daredevil Season 2, where there was one half of the season with Punisher that was amazing, and then another half with Elektra that wasn't great. It was still better than Iron Fist. So the problem with Iron Fist is that it's fine. It's like, it's just fine. It's completely predictable. You can figure out, you can see everything coming a mile away, simply because they keep doing like cliche things. It's still a good time. Like, if you enjoyed the other shows, I mean, it's not a bad show. It's still a good time. There's still some cool action scenes. There are some cool characters. I think you probably are gonna have to watch this for the Defenders to make sense. I don't regret watching it. I had an okay time with it. I think the main strength and the main thing I liked about this show is that it's a lighter show than Daredevil or Jessica Jones. It's a lighter watch. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say like the show sucked, but it's not gonna be, you know, binge watchers certified awesome either. So yeah, but kind of like the one thing that throughout, I think, like the 5 first episodes of the show that my wife and I just could not shake, and this is very obvious, is that this is just a better version of Arrow. Everything, there are like 10 different things I can name that are exactly the same. He goes away, he goes away with his family, with his dad, So in Arrow, it's a ship. Here, it's a plane. They crash. They get to this place. They're away for a while. They get back. They're super rich. There's like even to the point where there's a subplot with the father of his childhood friend. You know, like with Merlin in Arrow, there's the exact same story in Iron Fist. It's the same. It's better. I don't like Arrow. I'm not a fan of that show at all. I think Iron Fist is better, but it just killed me that it's the same show. Even like the whole story with the Hand, which you've seen them in Daredevil as well. The Hand and the League of Assassins, even that is the same. It's like it's so similar. Yeah, I am. So for anybody who just joined, I'm trying out mobile streaming for the first time. So I don't know if I have an option to see the chat basically. So I'm only seeing like messages in real time as they're coming in, but I can't like scroll back. So I know that some of you have asked things or said things, and I don't think I can see them. I can do filters though, I think. Oh, I have to download them. All right. Now I'm in a dance party. All right, this is stupid. All right, I'm going to get back to normal. So, yeah, anyway, write in the chat, like, what were some of your thoughts about Iron Fist, or at least if you've started watching it, or do you think you're going to be watching it? I'm going to sit down to write my review now. And this is me basically talking out some of the things that I want to put in my review. Hopefully I'll be able to get it edited and done today. Maybe I could live stream editing it. That could be fun. Yeah, but overall, kind of like my overall recommendation is that if you've enjoyed the other Netflix Marvel shows, then like if you're a big fan of those, I generally am. With some caveats, then this show's a good time. It's not a bad show. It's a good time. There's some cool stuff in it, but it never gets beyond being like fine. It never gets beyond being like an okay show, which is frustrating at times, because there are times where you see opportunities for them to do something. Yeah, Mitchell says that he watched the 5 first episodes, and it's not as good as Jessica Jones as Daredevil. Yeah, it's pretty much I would say, like Nerd Sync usually does on their podcasts. Not as good as Daredevil, not as good as Jessica Jones, probably better than Luke Cage, or maybe on the same level. The problem is that Luke Cage I didn't like because of completely different reasons. But yeah, pacing in the first few episodes was not great. I mean, it's almost because they know that we've seen this exact story in Arrow, they could skip like some world building and character building, which is true. I mean, we know the story by now. I did love Claire Temple in this show. I thought she was fantastic. Claire Temple, who's the night nurse, recurring character in all the Netflix Marvel shows. I thought she was really, really good, and funny, and just kind of like the right mix of everything. Colleen's character I thought was pretty great. A lot of interesting scenes with her, and she has an arc. She's a more interesting character, I felt. I thought that I actually liked most of the characters. I liked Ward. Ward was actually probably my favorite character in the show. Ward and Joy are the brother and sister that now run Rand Corporation, like the Rand Enterprises, the company that Danny Rand's family used to own. So the characters I thought were generally pretty good. The villains were like pretty weak, which is disappointing, because I mean, weak villains is kind of like a Marvel Cinematic Universe type of thing. All right, so what are your thoughts on the whitewashing stigmas around this? I think it's probably not as clear cut as not as simple as people, I don't know, make it to be. I think he was miscast. I think Finn Jones, the guy who plays Iron Fist, was not the right person to play this role. I'm not sure, like, I'm not very familiar with the comics. In the comics, is Iron Fist an Asian character? Or is he also white in the comics? I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure that even makes a difference. I think he was miscast, not because he's white or because he's Asian or whatever. I think he was miscast because he wasn't a very good actor and his character was poorly written. I think they should have taken a different approach with him. Yeah, I mean, I think the type of story where, you know, like the thing that people had he wasn't Asian in the comics in any duration. I think the thing that people had an issue with a white actor being the Iron Fist is that it is a bit condescending. Like, it's the whole story of the white guy that goes to the east and does the thing that they're supposed to do better than like the people who are supposed to be native and trained for whatever it is their whole lives. It's like it's a very 50s kind of things. It's very like the cowboy teaching the Indians type of situation, which I feel they still could have gotten away with whoever actor they would have selected. But the problem is that Danny's character in the show really is incredibly condescending, and then it really does feel like, you know, everything that people feared, everything that people, the reason that they didn't want a white guy to be that character, because if it was an Asian actor who played Danny Rand, he would just have been a condescending dick. But because it's a white actor that plays Danny Rand, he is like the white guy condescending to basically the Asian people that took him in, right? Or like, I'm better than you, I know how to do this better. So it's complicated, right? It's not as simple as they should have taken this actor or that actor. I think there were a lot of problems with how they handled the character. Some of them could have been just fixed with script, and others with another actor, white or Asian, doesn't matter, but a better actor. Like, I don't know, I don't like shitting all over like shows or actors or anything, but I really thought he did a bad job. I really didn't think that actor did a good job. What did you guys think? I don't know. I thought it was very clear. I thought the actor who plays Ward, I also loved him in Banshee. I just think he was really good. And I think Joy, the actress who played Joy, and Colleen and Claire, all of them were really good. What parts of his acting bothered you? So I'll tell you specifically. Danny Rand has a lot of lines where he has to be like very thoughtful or very, you know, kind of like Zen master wisdom, type of center your energy and the type of things. And those lines, he could not deliver them seriously at all. Or every time that he threw tantrums, basically, you know, people tell him like, you don't have what it takes to kill this person. You are the worst Iron Fist ever. And then he was like, no, I'm not. It's my choice. I will make this choice. And then, you know, we were just kind of like, you don't buy it. You don't buy any of it. You don't buy anything that has to do with his character. And those two things, like on one side he's supposed to be like wise, and on the other on the other side he has to be like you know, this child throwing tantrums, and these two things make up his whole character, and this actor wasn't able to deliver on either of those things, in my opinion. Yeah, 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, that's true. Okay, I think that I will go write my review and shoot it and edit it and post it on the internet for you guys to have a discussion on. When I do post that review later today, I mean, I would really love to make a spoiler talk video about Iron Fist. I know that I've said that a few times on other things, but I don't want it to just be me saying, you know, my spoiler thoughts. I want it to be like to use the comments. So I want to figure out a way to ask you guys to put spoilers in the comments without, you know, spoiling anything for everybody, I guess. All right, I'm gonna figure it out. Isn't the answer is asking, is the writing script plot more important than the acting? I think it is. But I think that with Danny Rand's character, it was a combination. Like, the other characters in the show seem to be better written better than his character. I thought that Danny Rand's character was poorly written. He was all over the place. His motivations were not clear. His character didn't make any sense. I never bought that he was this guy that beat all the other tests that all the other initiates couldn't. And also, he wasn't a very good actor. So it was kind of like a combination of all of these things. Okay. Yeah. I think, thank you guys. Thank you for this. This was a good brainstorm. I know kind of what I want to talk about in my review now. I think I'm going to start doing this more. The mobile thing makes it easier. And that's it. So, at least for now, keep binging, and I'll see you guys next time.